Strong on the fact that the Dockers need to learn how to not give away a 3 or 4 goal start to the opposition. Colonial Stadium, the Hawks and the Dockers, round 18. Starts with a beautiful bounce in the centre. Eastall beaten by Thompson, but he goes in and wins the footy, which was good play. And Hayes will be emerging with the first positive kick deep into attack. Hay against Longmuir. Fight for it. There's a free kick, and it's going to go Hawthorn's way. Pavlich the infringer, or is it Longmuir the infringer? Goes up to the wing. 2-on-1 in Fremantle's favour, but Barker was well clear, and he's able to take the mark and get the ball moving. Tallis breaks the tackle easily. Ran away from Carr. Chick holding the ball.
Great tackle.
No advantage. Carr tried to escape with the advantage, but that was good umpiring. Ben Dixon saying, surely it's not 50.
50 metres, Hutto.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous.
It was a good chase and tackle there from Heath Black, one of the young guns. There we are, we can see he certainly has a job at this stage on Daniel Chick, and Peter Bell playing on Shane Corb would be a great matchup as well.
Unless the 50 was for language, I guess that's possible. Black goes long. McManus had to stand up, and he did that well. Takes the mark. Looks ahead. Already it's a fairly crowded forward line. Went very short for McPhee, who's probably still not within range. Longmuir leads and then doubles back. Hay with a job on him.
Didn't want to have a shot here, Hutto. 55 metres. He's not a bad kick, this young fella.
He's a terrific young player. He really should be in the running for the Ansett Rising Star this year, I think, with another West Australian in Daniel Kerr. McPhee's kick right to the line. Oh, Longmuir, did he push him in the back? Play on. Coops got a bit of a shove. And it's a scrap. The umpire let it go. Still they fight for it, and now eventually a bounce.
Just two quick matchups here in the forward line for the Dockers. Pavlich has been picked up by Rawlins, and Jonathan Hay is playing on Justin Longmuir, who has to be a goal kicker here for the Dockers to have any hope of winning this game against the Hawks.
Chance for the Dockers. Edge of the goal square. McPhee being pinched this time by Thompson. Finds Crawford. Squeezed up in the back pocket. Put under pressure by McPhee. Ball's brought away. Taken by Johnson. Tried to pinpoint it. Coming through strongly was Jones. Cook goes very short. Backing back was Eastall. Too much carry on the ball. Could have kicked a goal from there. That's my criticism of the Dockers. They just go for the first option. Chick. Bit strong that time for kicker. Drills the ball down. He's looking for Lord. Got rid of his opponent that time. Pushed him under the ball. That was Metropolis. Finally taken over the line for a toss back in.
Yeah, Cook could have had a shot for goal, KB.
Well, they look up and the very first option they see, they go to, whereas they've just got to lift their vision. Cook's a very good kick for goal. You can't do any more than bang it through the big sticks and get back to the centre to bounce the ball. So now a chance for the Hawks on the rebound. Eastall got his hands on the ball. He was good also against Collingwood. Cook and Bell have to be very busy in the midfield. McManus tries to tap the ball on. Leckers gives support to Graham. Now McCabe from half back. Short and Chick out in front. Didn't have to break stride. Now he's right on 50. Dixon's on a lead. Last week's hero. Getting back is Hazel. He's coming to the side, replacing Harford as Chick. Winds up, and then unwinds for a goal.
Well, there's the difference. We see the Dockers doing a fair bit of attacking so far in this first quarter. You see Chick come off the ground. He may have done
handy boys.
Hurt himself when he took the mark. If we go back, you'll find he grabbed his leg after he took the mark. You'll watch it here. You'll give it to McCabe. That's Leckers. And when he takes this mark here, you watch Chick grab his leg. Just here. There it is.
He did too, yeah.
So Daniel Chick kicked the goal, but in taking the mark, he has pulled up sore. We'll get a word from Dipper on that shortly. Eastall trying to help the Dockers get it out of the middle. Just another point on that kick from Chick then. He didn't complete the mark until he was actually well over the 50, but the umpire came in and put the man on the mark inside the 50. And that might seem like a small thing, but that's a big difference when you're shooting at goal.
Just got over the line too, Hutto, by the way.
Troy Cook having a bounce. Goes longer than McPhee, goes right up the centre half forward. Good spoil from Rawlings on Pavlich. Coops came in. McPhee again. He waited. Tommy had to get rid of it pretty quickly. Pavlich around the corner. Quick kick, across the face.
Oh, good mark.
Rawlings outstanding. Very short kick from Jade Rawlings as the Hawks try and combine. McCabe out wide looking for Crawford. He just gets him okay. Along the boundary line, Lord. Good spoil, and the ball is out of bounds. Metropolis back in the lineup today for Fremantle. Another look at Daniel Chick, and there he is. Just pulling up a bit, so it looks like a groin problem.
A groin, yeah.
Just inside the left leg. Boundary throw in on centre wing. Eastor again working his way to the front. Then boots it off the ground. Look at the pace of Black. Great pick-up, terrific hands, keeps the ball alive. And in fact, the boundary umpire has called it out. Further afield.
They say he would be probably leading their best and fairest, KB, Heath Black.
Well, he was very good last week also against the Pies. They'll be pretty competitive today, the Dockers. And Chick's off the field with what looks to be a sore groin. So there's a blow to the Hawks. Sean Wren starting on the bench today as well. Walker off the ground. McVee has been very lively in this first quarter, trying to crash his way through as Hazelby. Just needs a good game. Look at Cook. One grab play up. Loose ball. Walker. Pavlich pulled off the ball by Graham. Tries to keep it alive. Big pack of players.
Good pressure.
Fletcher had it and lost it. Tackling inside 50. Oh, the Hawthorn defence has been strong, but finally...
High tackle.
Too high.
Well, no doubt the kick was there on that occasion to Adrian Fletcher, was it? It hasn't gone to Fletcher, when's it?
This one.
This one over the top here.
Heath Black's got it.
Just like the pressure of the forward line there, the Dockers, just to put enormous pressure on the defence of Hawthorn, which is really one of their strengths of the Hawthorn side. They ran the defence so well, but the forward line pressure from the Dockers was fantastic then.
Well, he's only booted 5 goals for the season. But he's one of those beautiful left foot kicks. Strides in, kicks it high, doesn't like it. Through for a behind. Wasted opportunity.
Well, he's one of them guys too, KB. You're dead right about their midfield. They get a lot of the football, but they don't kick goals. Peter Bell's only kicked 7 goals for the year. As you said, Heath Black only 5. Adrian Fletcher's only kicked 1 goal for the whole season. They've got to kick goals today.
Pumping kick in from Joel Smith, right out to the boundary line. McPhee to try and spoil, he couldn't. Rawlings has become a prime defender for the Hawks this year.
He's their leading contested mark taker this year.
Up onto the wing in search of Barlow. Couldn't get on the end of it. Dixon, the hero from last week. Graham is a sweeping kick. He's got Barker, only got Carr to beat. He always was going to do that. And he runs in and kicks their second goal.
Well, it's happened twice now. The Dockers getting plenty of footy in the midfield. They've gone forward. I think it was McPhee was one of the players who struggled to make the distance. We see Heath Black who missed an easy shot, and the turnaround ball's gone forward. And when you play a good quality side like Hawthorn and you turn the footy out, they'll punish you every time. That was just too easy, the way that ball come into the forward line of Mark Graham. Good goal to Barker. Just too easy on that occasion.
Two straight goals to the Hawks, 12. They lead by 11 points. Just one behind to the Dockers. Thompson was the high leaper. Cox trying to find a spot in this Hawthorn side. Crawford on the burst. Rockets a ball to Lord. 25 metres out. He's a goal kicker. He can finish. Terrific play by Crawford.
Yeah, no doubt about that, KB, and it all started once again in the centre as we see Sean Wren back in the side. Kick up the ground from Tony Woods. We see young Adrian Cox attack the football. Crawford, brilliant handball skills there to get that ball. I mean, he had a couple of inches really to find his target there, and Aaron Lord has been picked up by Metropolis. That was great play by the skipper and Brownlow medalist Shane Crawford. Fantastic.
So 3 goals to the Hawks in the opening 10 minutes of this game, the Dockers, who had quite a bit of the footy, unable to put through a major. Well, that was almost a throw. Barlow took it anyway, so it didn't really matter too much. Lekas, who's been a fine player for the Hawks. Again, Barker presenting himself. Can drive it in. Cox doubles back. He's within range from there, and he's pumped it long, and he's put through another goal. So that's 4 to the Hawks. And the Dockers have done it again. Just what Ben Allen said, they've given the opposition a start.
Well, GKB, you look at the Dockers, they've got a good on-ball area, particularly winning the ball out of the centre. You've got Fletcher in the centre bounce, you've got McManus, you've got Bell, you've got Eastall in the ruck, but they just win the ball out of the middle. And the thing about Johnny Barker is he always plays in front. The good thing about John Barker, and he's a great kick, as we saw on that occasion. Good football by Barker.
Now, boys, just news on Daniel Chick. They're not going to risk him. It's just a tweak in his left hamstring, and so we won't expect him to be back on the ground.
Johnny Barker has booted 30 goals for the season. There hasn't been too many better key forwards in the competition as Tony Woods bangs the ball inside 50. On the stretch that time was Hazel. Crashes into Cox. Parker, last line of defence. Finds Carr. He's got the job picking up Chris Barlow. To McManus on centre wing. McVie at centre-half forward. Pavlich in short. To the run of Carr. It's been a major ball winner for the Dockers this year. Good kick. Rawlings on the stretch.
Now, KB, we talked about Gasper this year. I think Rawlings had a great season as well for the Hawks.
Well, I know he's 13 marks with the Hawks, taking over 100 marks for the season. And, of course, he's been one of the key defenders. That's been the strength of the Hawks. Hay and Rawlings up back. And Barlow and Barker up forward in recent weeks have been pretty dangerous, and Dixon kept the ball alive, been pinched by Parker.
It's important that Dixon kicks a goal in this first quarter. There's obviously the emotions from last week, and the first kick he'll get a pretty nervous one, so it'll be interesting to see when he does kick his first goal.
If he was going to be nervous, Dipper, it would have been last week after
Well, I reckon
siren.
last week the mark was just such a sensational, and the adrenaline took him over. I just think he needs to kick some early goals.
Eastall playing in front. Barlow, speak of the devil, caught by McManus. Kick it. Somehow got himself out of trouble. Jones just pumps the ball back. They've built a wall here, the Hawks. They can raffle this. Thompson to Rawlings through the centre square, and a casual bounce. Just weighs up the options to the half-forward line. Here comes Dixon. Pushed off the ball. It's given away the free kick. Goes to Parker.
I reckon you're right, Dipper, because the fact is that Shane Parker's one of the best stoppers in the Dockers side. That may be on the back of Dixon's mind as well. So your point has some scope there, Dipper.
Yeah, you just want to kick a goal. Just get it over and done with and just move on, you know.
Just quietly, I don't think we should be too worried about Hawthorn needing goals. I think we need Fremantle to kick a couple of goals, don't we? It's 4 goals to 1 point at this stage.
I think he's talking about the individual player, Hutto.
Okay. Fletcher kicks onto the wing. Eastall takes the mark. Off the left, gets it in. He's got to beat 4 blokes down there, and they just raffle it between them, and Jade Rawlings is absolutely slaughtering them at the moment. Graham switches it, looking for Cox. Got there, and then goes for Barker. He's got 2 to beat. Wasn't a great delivery that time. Anthony Jones, they're playing the loose man across there, but the problem is they're coming up short as they bring it into attack. And there it is again. Lots of Hawks roaming through the middle. Completely unaccountable at the moment. And a lovely pass to the lead of Aaron Lord, who can pop it over the top for Barlow. Wasn't a great kick. Lee Brown able to take the mark.
What I've noticed already, Doug, is that Docker players caught behind the ball have to run harder to chase down Hawthorn players. As McManus goes inside 50, and again Rawlings is just practicing his marking at the moment across half back. Might have to practice his left foot kicking. Bell, it was a poor handball. It went behind Fletcher. Got plenty of time into the pocket. 2 against 1, and Rawlings again. Beats Longmuir. Now it's big transfer of play. Finds Thompson. Looking for Graham. It was a poor handball. It was sloppy play. McVie.
Too easy.
Should have done better with the tackle. This is where look back at some of those players. Look at Coop and those guys, and Hazelby just standing there. You've got to run hard and chase after the ball. That's not good enough. Metropolis makes it a contest. Bang goes Hazel. Crawford over the top, and it's all tied up. I reckon the runner's got to go out to Dockers players and say, listen, when they've got the ball, I'm going to look back, and anyone who's walking with their hands on the hips will be off the ground. You've got to run and chase.
Kev, you're absolutely correct. I said in the preview, their midfield ain't accountable when they haven't got the football. They refuse to pick up and chase. And that's an area I'm sure that Ben Allen's working on.
Not all just midfield players, it's half-back
half
flankers
forward,
and back pocket players and full-backs, full forwards, all over the field. We've got to run down the opposition. Johnson goes into the pocket. Dixon was looking for a free. James Walker hits his target in Parker. Might be tough playing in defence. Kick it. Marks right on the line.
So 4 straight the Hawks, and the Dockers, who have been inside 50, I think on a similar number of occasions, only just the one behind. Kick it, had to wait a while, and somewhat dangerous kick, but Bell gets there.
Just falling down, sorry Hutto, they're falling down 2 down at centre half forward. You've got Pavlich down there. It might pay to maybe bring Justin Longmuir up to centre half forward with Pavlich as a half forward, your 2 marking options up the ground a little bit.
They both seem to be playing extra men across half back, but whether it's Graham or Rawlings, who's the loose man for the Hawks on each time they've come in, they've just had easy marks to take. Kick it. It's Rawlings at the moment who the loose man is, so they have to keep it away from him. Longmuir, who looked really good up forward last week, couldn't handle that one, and it's out of bounds. So the Hawks coming in with 12 wins and 5 losses. The Dockers, of course, 17 losses for the year. Head-to-head over the years, it's been 8 wins for Hawthorn and just 2 for Fremantle. Crawford smashing it away. And the ball once again is over the line and out of bounds.
Just here on Jade Rawlings here, Hutto. He's had 5 kicks, 2 handballs and 5 marks, playing at centre half back. He's got the job on Matthew Pavlich. In great touch Rawlings at the moment.
Well, Hayes now the loose man, so that's just as bad, I would have thought, the news for the Dockers. Hay or Rawlings. Well done by Fletcher, who's persistent at the very least. Longmuir couldn't release a good handball. Barlow, better watch out. Just got the handball away in time. Leckis, Crawford, a fumble. Dived on it, got it out though, importantly. Oh, they made a mess of it, the Hawks. Hay should have got a free for in the back, or certainly could have. No free kick. Coops came through, tried to invent a goal.
Well done.
And what a terrific invention that was. Well, I reckon the Hawks were dead set unlucky, because I thought Hay really should have got a free kick, but that's a good goal for Coops.
Yeah, it certainly was, Hutto. All it was really was persistency. We see Shane Crawford go to the ground. Overhead handball, 2 players crashed into each other there. Hay was dead set pushed in the back there on that occasion by, I think it was young Brown. But anyway, good play by young Stephen Coops to kick that goal. His opponent today is Joel Smith, who has had a great outstanding season for the Hawthorn club off a half-back flank.
And there's a good side for Hawthorn supporters. Sean Wren on the ground at the centre bounce.
Thompson's pushed forward with Hazel off.
Just eyeing off Eastor. Juggle. Bell trying to kick it out of mid-air. Fletcher with those wonderful hands to Walker. To Black. Pulled off the ball. McManus. It was a bit too hot that time for James Walker. Needed to be a
bit of a punch-up behind play here.
Yep.
Taken by Woods. Finds the run of Johnson. It's on at centre half forward for the Dockers. There's Thompson, and he marks on his chest. Vandenberg and the umpire there. Umpire Harvey. Just looking at the numbers.
Heath Black, yeah.
I would suggest Vandenberg's been reported. He went to him first, went to Black second, unless they've both been reported.
Maybe wrestling, Kev, I think.
Yeah,
probably wrestling both of them. Maybe a couple may have been
thrown as
sneaked in.
Thompson off target. Pack of players, and finally knocked over the line for a behind.
And Crawford's off the ground, and we've got Tim Clark on the ground here.
Yeah, a bit of a wrestle. Not much in that one.
4-1 to 1-1 in the opening quarter. The Dockers bring it very wide. Carr, nothing on for the next kick at this stage. Good double back from Lee Brown. Oh, Barlow, excellent. Late effort for Spoil. Good persistence by McPhee. Under pressure, got the handball to Walker. High tackle, he did duck into it, but high tackle there. 5 free kicks to 1 in favour of Fremantle at this stage. Lee Brown through the middle. Delivery for Fuster, who got a shove in the back and a free kick and no advantage. That was there. Fuster, who's been in the WAFL, the West Star rules, just been struggling with form. Gets the ball, well-weighted kick. 2 Dockers on the lead. Coops and McManus, who doubled back and thought, I better take it while the chance is there.
The Shane Crawford boys having a bit of a spell at this stage of the game. Just may test him to distance here, Sean McManus. Not a real long kick.
He's kicked 8 goals, 13 this year, Sean McManus. And that is going to test him. It's right to the line and just across the face a little bit. And another behind. Fremantle 1-2-8. Hawthorn 4-1-25. 6 minutes remaining in the opening quarter from Colonial Stadium.
Co-captain Sean McManus. Rawlings to bring the ball into play. He's already taken 5 marks. 24 plays 8. Finds Joel Smith. So just sharing the ball around the Hawks. Barlow still inside 50. This is where you can run hard from behind. When they change their minds, you can drag them down. You've got to be quick to react as the ball just bounces over the line for a toss back in. Little things in football, Doug, are important. One is concentrating all the time, chasing hard from behind, standing on the mark, guarding the mark closely so they can't quip an extra metre. Anthony mentioned before, if you stand right on the mark, sometimes the ball can't quite reach the goal line. Longmuir got his hands on the ball. Carr dragged off it. Tallis. It's been a big possession winner this year. The third highest kick winner, which might surprise a lot of people, as Leckers. They share the ball around. Graham runs to centre half forward.
Too easy.
And hits Thompson on the chest.
Just too easy, KB and Hutto on that occasion, coming out of the back line. I haven't seen a lot of the Dockers, but what I've seen so far in this first quarter, in the first 21 minutes, just in general, their second or third effort don't seem to be there. When they go for the contest, they don't win the footy. You're right, KB, they just seem to stop and not go again. It's an area that they have to really work on to improve.
Sometimes Nathan Thompson's hot with his kicking, and other times he's cold. He looks hot.
Hot. Well, as we said, that was just too easy here. We see...
I think the good point here is that you can bring Wren on once Wren is fit, and you can put Thompson to the forward line, Doug, which gives them a stronger attack along with Barker down there. That's where Wren's important. No
doubt about that, KB. Very important player, particularly come finals time, Sean Wren. And of course, they're Farrell to come back in this side, hopefully.
Now, Hawthorn's midfield have already taken a rest on the bench, so there should be fresh by the end of the day.
Clark, Green, those sort of players all getting a run. Early days. Vandenberg out for Crawford, who's come off but is back on again. McCabe going in ball, looking for Tallis to set it up. Wrapped up well by McPhee. He's got Graham out to the members' side, or he could go straight down the middle, looking for John Barker. Wasn't a great kick, to be honest, for Leckers. And the Dockers should be able to get it out of defence. Maybe not. Kick it under a lot of pressure. Didn't know what to do with it. Metropolis straight into a nest of Hawks and a ball up.
And just looking at the Fremantle bench, boys, just mentioned in the interchange, the Fremantle boys have got more ruckmen, more forwards on their bench. So interesting to see that Hawthorn are just moving their players on and off the field, especially in the midfield area.
Eastor sitting down there. 5-1 the Hawks, 1-2 the Dockers. Cook able to get it moving now. This is Walker sharing it through the middle. Bell with the handball option. Hazelby should go for goal. Does go for goal. Kicks well, and it goes on. Fortunately for the Dockers. Back into Joel Smith.
And that's those 1%ers you talked about, KB, wasn't it? Just ran with the flight of the ball.
Ran hard, got to the bounce, and virtually half smothered it off the ground. Hazelby has been out of confidence in recent weeks. They suggest he hasn't been quite fit enough there. It is Joel Smith doing well. McPhee on the stretch, couldn't take it. Looks lively, McPhee. Young boy from Narrewarren.
He certainly does.
Victoria.
He does, Kev. He's had 4 touches. His opponent's Mark Graham. Just on that area, Graham's been prepared to run down the ground. He's had 6 touches. Maybe Adam McPhee just got to watch that. Follow your man down the ground as well.
Just over 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Graham belts it off the ground towards the line. Lord with good hands. No U-turns, finds Leckers, goes short and finds Green. So the son of Russell Green, who's premiership player for the Hawks and captain Victoria. Good to see his son playing. Clark, son of another champion, David Clark, of the Cats and the Blues. Thompson sets it up. Look at the run. Here he is. Clark runs into the open goal. Bangs it through.
Well, they just seem to get their goals just too easy, where on the other hand, the Dockers go forward. They've really got to work so hard. Good hands here from Nathan Thompson, as KB said now, has gone forward. That's a luxury that the Hawthorn side have, him going forward with Sean Wren going in the ruck. Good running and hard work here from young Tim Clark. That's a brilliant goal, well done.
Well, it was just the first quarter that the Dockers desperately didn't want. 6-1 to 1-3. Wren wins the tap. McManus goes through. Not able to get it cleanly out of the middle though. Barlow, the run again from Clark. Kicked the last goal, got Vandenberg by his side. He can go to 50, just pump it in, right to the line. Big long kick, doubling back Lord. Good defensive work that time by the Dockers. That's a dangerous kick, but it proves to be okay. Carr able to take the mark. Bell, McManus, who's worked pretty hard in this opening quarter, coming in for his 7th possession. A long kick for Longmuir, Wren to spoil. Longmuir was in the contest. Fuster grabs it, sends it in. Scrappy delivery, unbelievable delivery for the forwards. They've worked it okay. Pavlich just waited the kick, looking for McPhee to get on the end of it, and the youngster tried his guts out and just spilt it. Good running from Stephen Green there.
Well, that's just a great example of what we were saying a minute ago, that when the Dockers go forward, it's all hard work. On the other hand, they just do it so easy, the Hawks. Good hard work there from McPhee.
Slack checking. Cox from 60. Bangs the ball back, finds Barker. He's already kicked 2 goals, Johnny Barker. And this is where they'll set it up. Dixon wants a kind bounce. Barker runs hard, runs to 50 and kicks a goal. 3 goals to Johnny Barker. And the work rate by the Hawks. It's not skill, it's just work rate. Prepared to win the ball, have a possession, run to the next contest, be involved in that contest.
Just make it look so easy, Kev, they do, the Hawks, no doubt about that. Barker, as we mentioned at the start of the game, brilliant touch. 3 goals now.
So 7-1 to 1-4. And the Hawks, total domination at the moment. Wren, lovely tap. Out of the middle, goes again, free kick, advantage. It is a training drill. Vandenberg joins in, long bomb, away to the left.
Just got to start winning the ball out of the middle, the Fremantle Dockers. Put your best players in there, they certainly have done that. That's an area they've certainly been beaten as well, out of the middle.
Saw some figures go up before. Is that the Hawks' best ever first quarter against the Dockers?
Yep, it is now.
97, I think, what, they kicked 6-3.
Here's Dale Kickett running with it. Again for McManus. McCabe with the job on him at this stage. Last minute of the opening quarter. McManus going by hand to Fletcher. Kicks under a fair bit of pressure. Good strong lead from Pavlich in front of Hay. He looks up. Fuster leads into the pocket. Doubling back. Making a lead is Coops. McPhee's down there as well. Carr.
Got to move it.
Nothing really to kick to. Just sets it up. Oh, good mark by McPhee. Are you on the Anson Rising Star Committee, KB?
Yes.
Just
what are you trying to say here, Addo?
Nothing, I just wanted to check.
Right.
Because he's seen McPhee a couple of weeks in a row now.
I've seen him a few times, in fact.
Pretty impressive.
He's only playing his 10th game today.
Well,
but he's a fine young prospect. He's going to do a Ben Dixon here, Dipper.
Slightly different circumstances. There's only 5 men on the mark. And he's got the same result. He's kicked a goal, and gee, he's tried hard in this opening quarter. That's about all you can say for the Dockers, though. They're totally thrashed when it comes to converting opportunities into goals. 7-2-44 the Hawks. leading Fremantle 2-4-16. 3 goals to Johnny Barker, singles to Lord, Chick, Thompson and Clark. Quarter from Colonial Stadium. 7-2 the Hawks, 2-4 the Dockers. Eastor back in the ruck. Cook emerging with it, trying to hack it on. Well done again, Cook. Doubling up. Graham versus McPhee. Here's Pavlich. A bouncing ball. Tough for him to handle. McPhee applied the tackle, put the pressure on. But Rawlings and Smith, cool and calm. The delivery not quite perfect for Tim Clark. Got the arm loose and got the hands free and was able to get the handball away. And now he gets another chance. And another handball. Vandenberg with the advantage paid for a high tackle. Tallis.
Great kick.
They've just had so much space to work in. Tony Woods pushes down into the forward pocket. But here's a very nervous Ben Dixon. His first shot at goal since last week.
You have a go at me, Hutto.
I think I am, Dipper, yeah.
That's his first kick too, Dipper.
There's a report behind play. Here's Ben Dixon. Only one man on the mark, pretty unfamiliar. And obviously he's pretty nervous because he's pushed it across. And I think it's a point. So you're right, Dipper. 7-3 to 2-4. Here's another look at the clash. Heath Black.
Oh, wow.
Hawks by 29 points.
Oh dear.
Parker and Jones. Quick exchange finds Hadrill at half-back. The run will come from Peterbell. Looking for Pavlich in front. They certainly need players there for the crumb. Wild handball. Eastor couldn't take it. Vandenberg
Well done.
puts his body on the line. McManus. Vandenberg is beating 3. Loose play. Sets it up to Johnny Barker. Vandenberg take a bow.
Downfield.
And Johnny
Too high.
Barker pumps the ball inside 50. So the ball will come back.
So he's made the disadvantage.
Well, it was in the action of kicking the ball. It wasn't after the ball had been kicked. So the free kick is paid to Johnny Barker. We see here, there it is. In fact, the free kick was before he kicked the ball. Lord from behind. Second grab, got it.
I'll tell you what, KB, Heath Black's just done a couple of silly things the last couple of minutes. He may get a spell on the bench, I reckon. Here he comes
off
now.
now, mate.
He's got to have a spell, the young fella. Very highly skilled player, but just very unusual to see him lose his cool twice. It hadn't been reported.
Aaron Lord going for goal number 2 from right on 50. Looks good off the boot. No, he's nailed it.
Well, just on young Heath Black, he's going to get tagged a fair bit because he's a very highly quality player in a side which lacks some stars. Heath Black's had an outstanding season. He's got young Vandenberg who's going to absolutely get into him. This is the thing that Aaron Lord does very well. He does kick goals. Opportunist on half-forward flanker. His job is to kick you 3 or 4. On his way, he's kicked 2 already. Been pretty good.
So the second quarter starts as the first one did with a Hawks goal.
And Matthew Carr's come off the bench and picking up Vandenberg. He's had a pretty good season for Fremantle. Carr. He gets the big jobs.
Been good, Dipper.
Had Buckley last week, of course. 8-3-51 to 2-4-16. Out of the middle. Bell. Oh, Woods intercepted. Going back before they go forward. Lekes, probing kick. Looking for Dixon. Parker doubling back on him. Barker. Oh, he's missed the lot.
Looks like Jones now's gone to Barker. Brown had the job initially. Now Brown's picking up Nathan Thompson because he's gone forward, particularly with Wren in that ruck.
Bit of work being done on Tim Clark at centre half forward for the Hawks.
See, Justin Longview's on the bench there too, Hutto, one of their young guns. Got to be on the ground, I reckon, either in the ruck or in your forward line somewhere.
That is
In their
surprising.
side.
Metropolis with a kick. Hazelby still on all fours. Had a chance to get up and then just handballed it on. Eastor running. Crawford. Oh, he cleaned him up, but Crawford rode the butt beautifully. And now he can set something for the Hawks again. Space to work in front of their forwards. Oh,
Whoa,
should have tackled.
see him.
Should have tackled. Metropolis made the spoil. Good help. Rebound off Hadrill. Lekes, time for a quick snap. It was a shocking kick in the end. Right across the face. Here's Benny Dixon. working hard for it. Parker, Dixon, kept it
Well
alive.
done.
Kept it alive. Cox will come through. Shepherding done allows Metropolis to get the handball. The Dockers possessing it. Lots of possessions. Jones just banging it up onto the wing. Hay able to get to the front against Fuster. No one to go to. Hazelby did well. Delayed. Got a leg. Free kick advantage. Paid. Delivery not bad this time. Presented himself well, Pavlich. Wants to get up and get moving. Wants to get it in there quickly. Coops makes a lead into the pocket. That's where he goes. Going to have to leap high. Just got underneath the ball. Joel Smith doubling back on him. And now Crawford to relieve for the Hawks. Goes for Sean Wren and gets it.
See, there's the problem for the Dockers. You've got Stephen Coops on a lead and the ball goes about 6 feet over his head.
Yep.
If it's in front, he can just not break stride and he's got a chance of taking a mark. Chance for Johnson. Strong tackle on the boundary line. Hadrill goes in very hard. He's a physical player for the Dockers. Heath Black back on the ground, goes short and finds Eastor. He's on centre wing. The lead is on from Pavlich. Pumps the ball inside 50. Fuster pushing and shoving. Second grab, got it.
Good mark. Oh. Just never looked like getting that KB on that occasion. He was caught behind. He did a lot of body work here, as we see here.
It's a good grab.
That's a good marking on Angelo Leckers. Probably a little bit tall, but it was a great grab at the end of the day. Got to kick this goal, but
Brendan Fuster. Just the 3 goals for the year. He's just playing his 8th game. He's got a bit of size about him. A goal just for the confidence. Not only for Fuster, but also for the Dockers. He'll shoot from just inside 50.
missed.
He's pushed it left.
Longmuir is now on the ground, and also Tim Clark is off the ground, and looks like he's done an injured AC joint, his left shoulder.
Sean McManus might be off for bumping instead of tackling. There was a bit of a shake of the head after that bump instead of the tackle. I think Sean must have known himself that he made an error.
You're right, KB. I think it was on Nathan Thompson. I think Hutto called that one.
Chance for Green. Still squeezed up in the back pocket. Finds Tallis. He's been a surprise packet this year. He's second in general kicks for the Hawks behind Joel Smith.
Lord's in the middle of the ground by himself.
It was a great kick. And Lord down from the forward pocket. It was a well-weighted kick and finds Crawford, who ran hard on the edge of the centre square. Just trying to get around Carr, then pops it out in front. Graham tried to tickle the ball. Jones is happy to see it over the line.
Just again, KB, we know Adam McPhee has the potential to be a very good player. His opponent's Mark Graham. There he is, 40 metres away on that occasion. Once again, he refuses to chase the man. He's got to learn to follow a man down the ground.
No one with Thompson from the throw-in. He's able to dish it off for Barlow.
Particularly with the Hawks, because their defenders this year have kicked a lot of goals by just running down the ground. So you've got to go with them.
Yep.
8-3 plays 2-5. Good fist away, Longmuir. Thompson got one high. The umpire didn't spot it. And the ball over the boundary line.
And at the moment, Jonathan Hay and also Graham are by themselves.
Don't forget i7sport.com.au. Always a member of the Channel 7 commentary team in the chat room on a Sunday night. Bell, he couldn't get rid of it cleanly. Close quarters, Carr, Cook. Back into and out of trouble. In the end, he did it pretty well. It's a fairly open forward line for the Dockers to walk into, or move into. McPhee overran it. Pavlich off the ground. Coops will try and dish it out. Pavlich, close quarters. Fuster, tough angle to work with. And it was too tough. And kept in well by Stephen Green. And this is where the Hawks really hurt you on the rebound. This is what they were so good at early in the year when they won 8 straight. They just move it from one end to the other. Suddenly there's players breaking everywhere. Long pick, Hadrill to try and spoil. Couldn't spoil. Good mark, Angelo Leckers. Crawford's had 13 possessions for the Hawks and leading the way.
You just got to kick goals to the Dockers when they go forward, and I'm not quite sure if the contest there against Angelo Leckers was really very hard at the ball. He should have probably tried to punch the ball. Here we are. We can see once again, we see Shane Crawford's worked very hard so far. He's at 13. There, he should have punched from behind then. Robert Hadrill, got to punch from behind when you caught like that. Simple as that.
Lekas. Just inside 50. Wasn't the greatest looking kick off the boot. It's fairly straight though. It's straight enough. And it's gone far enough. So the margin out to 40 points. And we're only halfway through, or not even halfway through this second quarter. And that goal started by Stephen Green.
You're right there. Had a good play by young Green, as we said last week. Had a terrific second half against Carlton. He worked very, very hard. He kept the ball alive. I thought it was going to go out of bounds. Shane Corbett's been outstanding. He's had 13 touches. This is a man really been great form this year. Angelo Lekas, been very good. Well done.
9-3-57 the Hawks, 2-5-17 the Dockers. Just under 12 minutes left in this second quarter. Longmuir back on the ground. Wren just getting some time on the ground. Great for his confidence with the Hawks leading into the finals. A tackle on Vandenberg has been deemed too high. There it is. Tallis from outside 50. Hadrill playing in front.
Well done.
There's going to be a transfer of play. And running with the flow of the ball is Carr.
Oh.
Trapped. Black. Lends support. Bell. Banged over the line that time by Shane Crawford. So Peter Bell, so far in the game, has had 10 possessions and 3 marks. Hasn't kicked a lot of goals this year for the Dockers. Jones runs into a roadblock in the shape of Sean Wren, so they backtrack and concede ground. Black rockets the ball wide. Carr through the centre square to the half-forward line. Graham getting back. Terrific defence, the Hawks. Ben Graham, Jonathan Hay, Jade Rawlings, McCabe, speak of the devil. They've been so good this year, and great kick finds Lord. So he's booted 2 goals.
Sorry, Kev, Brent having a bit of a spell.
Tim Hazel on.
I tell you what, you'd hate to be a forward KB in this forward line for the Dockers. They just turn the ball over so many times and have come forward to give their forwards absolutely no hope.
Aaron Lord going for his 3rd goal. Starts to bend it back. Not enough. Sean Wren on the bench. He'll just have little cameo appearances today, Doug.
Yeah, you think so, Kev. I mean, he's a very important player leading into the final series coming up. He's one of the players that they really need out there, Sean Wren. So as we said before, to allow Thompson to go forward.
Going very short out of defence, the Dockers, but successfully get it out of defensive 50. McManus. Fused to the target. Just didn't quite get there. Free kick, fairly fortunate one. Going Fremantle's way. Taken by Coops. They're all pushing forward. Coops going to get it in there quickly. That's what he does. Sets it up. At least gives him the chance to run over the top. And Fuster, oh, did he get a push? He certainly made it look like it. No free kick. He really had the run for the mark. Couldn't do it. Graham happy to get it along the boundary line. Still alive. Woods hoiks it in. Barker in good position. Jones kept scrapping for it. No mark paid. Should have been a high tackle. Certainly could have been a high tackle. And the ball over the line and out of bounds. Hawk fans screaming and yelling at the umpire. And the free kicks at the moment. 8-4 in favour of Fremantle.
58 plays 17. Hawks in control. Johnny Barker on screen has booted 3 goals. Hazelby couldn't take it. McManus gives away the free kick. Peter Swab, Gary Buckenara, David Parkin, all great players, premiership players for the Hawks. Thompson goes wide. Over the top. This young man, Dion Woods. Stephen Coops lookalike. Goes wide, used the ball well. Longmuir. Time for think music. Has to kick now. Graham getting back. Second grab. Couldn't take it. Fuster. Can he set it up? Pavlich. He's got a lot of talent. Peter Bell runs hard inside 50. quick snap. Again off target and through for a minor score.
That young
So it's pretty
Dion
scrappy
Woods
at the
there,
moment.
KB. He's just got a nice leap on him, hasn't he? He moves so freely.
Looks a dead ringer for Stephen Coops.
Looks very highly skilled, Dipper.
Played 3 games earlier in the year. Jade Rawlings. That's not Jade Rawlings. Okay, along the boundary line. Good mark taken by Barker. Up to the wing goes the kick. Hay the target. And Thompson, they shove each other out almost. Thompson claims it. Dixon, quick kick, just moving on at all costs. Green, streaming out. That's probably pretty clever. I think it was Hadrill that got it away and gave the chance for Metropolis now. Guides it along the boundary line. Wasn't a great kick. Thompson, strong, well tackled, but got the handball, released it. McCabe had to start some motion going, and he did that well. Then they work it nicely. This is young Johnson. Brett Johnson, his kick up towards 50, doubling back. Crawford,
brilliant.
stolen, magnificent play. Brownlow medal start from Shane Crawford. The kick though let him down, and it's a behind.
It's a free kick, holding in the goal square. It'll go to the Dockers. Shane Parker. He's pulled off the ball, finds Cook. He's got to go. Peter Bell. The run comes from Parker. A bit of dash out of defence, some rebound play by the Dockers, thumping kick, but getting back Jade Rawlings, that's his first mistake today. Pavlich, clever play, boots it off the ground. Here's a chance for Woods, couldn't take it. Leckers across half back to Rawlings, to Tony Woods, hits his mark in green, comes away from the centre wing and chipping in is Parker. He works overtime in defence, doesn't he?
Shane Parker, he does.
Plays on the gun players. Coops, Bell. Can he carry the ball inside 50? Looking for Pavlich again. The kick was a poor one. Too much carrying the ball. Look at that for strength. Pavlich is going to set it up and Fuster runs in and bangs it through. First goal to Brendan Fuster. Well done then by Pavlich, just with strength. Able to just roll the shoulders and break the tackle. Did well to keep this alive.
Good play there by Bell to him. He's had 15 touches now in that midfield. You're right, KB, about Pavlich. Kept the ball alive to Fuster. It's that man down the back line, Shane Parker. Started on Dixon. Now he's got the job on the dangerous Aaron Lord. He's been very good out of their half back line for the Dockers.
Well, they've been a bit more competitive in this second quarter, the Dockers. It's 2-1 for the quarter. 9-4 to 3-6. Kick it. Very aggressive as he came through. Vandenberg, just a little deft touch for the interception. That's close to a throw. Not paid. Well done by Carr. They worked well. A high tackle. So the Dockers just showing a few signs of improvement. Carr trying to get it in there quickly again. He does. Goes long. Numbers with the Hawks down there. Rawlings, Coops flew over the top. At the back, Rawlings a little bit of a fumble. Good pressure from the Dockers. No free kick paid either way. Had to knock it out there, Graham. Eventually did Fuster. Good handling from Cook. Bell along the they were going the wrong way. It was getting a tougher and tougher assignment for them. A little fumble from Cook. Someone needs to grab onto the ball and handle it surely. Oh, crunch on Crawford. Play on is the call. A chance for McManus to get... No, he doesn't get the handball. Cook had a snap. Kicked it into the square. They were totally outnumbered there. And the Hawks through Woods. Getting it to the line. The Leckers a fumble. It's getting pretty scrappy down there at the moment. Good tackle from Ugle. Handball over the head. And Woods, that is dead set deliberate. Fair income umpire.
And good play then by Pavlich. That's what the Dockers have got to do. They've got to be in a contest, then go from one contest to the next contest. And Pavlich did it really well. And that's what the rest of the Dockers have got to do. All of a sudden you find them under pressure and all of a sudden there's wild handballs. All of a sudden you just don't look quite as sharp when someone's chasing and running you down, making you kick over the man on the mark. Crawford. McManus ran hard. All of a sudden, a little bit more pressure by the Dockers inside 53 against 1. They want a free kick. They'll get a ball up. And that's well done by the Dockers.
Got to put pressure on, you're right, Kev, no doubt about that. Just start winning the ball out of the centre too, which is very important for the Dockers as well, to give their forwards a chance to be one-on-one. Move the ball quickly into your forward line.
9-4-58 the Hawks, 3-6-24 Fremantle. Graham sets it up to Hay. The run will come from Leckers across half back. Again, nowhere to go. Fuster just trying to mow him down. He goes short and finds Hazel. Coming to the side today, Daniel Harford. Last minute replacement out of the side. And Jones on the stretch. Cook will mark. Too far out to score. Pavlich will be a target. He's a hot property. He's on the front edge of the centre square. Coops. That lead's been ignored. The eyes are darting. Goes onto the left foot. Looks for Peter Bell.
Wrong choice.
Crawford.
Actually, Crawford's done well there, boys. He's got a bit of a limp up at the moment. He is playing on Peter Bell, so keep an eye on him.
Yeah, you're right, but just the wrong choice of kicking the ball forward then to Peter Bell into a pocket like that. To mark the ball, first of all, is going to be a big task for him. Then to kick a goal from the boundary is even harder for him.
Well, the Dockers, for their hard work, need a score. Leckers. McManus has the ball thumped away. Black. Back to Cook. It was a clever kick. Finds Longmuir, who stands and delivers and goes short and finds Pavlich.
Have a shot.
Now, this boy is hot property.
He is, Kev. He's under contract. I think he's still under a couple of years there.
Let's hope so.
Well, you'd want him to be under contract. No doubt about that.
I think every club in the competition would like to get their hands on Matthew Pavlich.
There's Cook Kev having a bit of a spell. Maybe if that kick across to Peter Bell.
Well, for all the hard work in the last 5 minutes, the Dockers need a goal. They've been a bit more physical and they've been a bit tougher inside 50. Forwards have worked hard. Can they capitalise? Pavlich will take a good kick. He'll be shooting from just outside of 50. Stands and delivers.
Well done.
And hammers it home.
Kick.
Great reward.
Well, the good thing about them, they're having a go. They're starting to win the ball out of the centre. And as you said, KB, they put an enormous amount of pressure on the Hawthorn defence, which certainly is their springboard of attack. With Graham coming out of their back line's been very good. We see here Longmuir just use the ball beautifully to find Matthew Pavlich to kick their fourth goal. Very important play in their forward line.
Now, a couple of changes on the bench for the Hawks. So we've got Jade Rawlins coming off the ground, just getting his ankle checked, and Dixon's on as well, playing in defence.
Yeah, bit of a change for him.
Have you got that nervous?
Troy Cook off the ground. He's had 8 possessions in this second quarter. That's a great mark. Hadrop just stiffening up their defence since he's gone on. McManus, Jones running for him on the wing. So suddenly the Dockers a bit more positive, a bit more self-belief perhaps. Ugle running on for him. Try and drive it in long. He's got Pavlich leading up to 50. Hay, Fuster over the top. Here's Dixon back in defence. Last week's hero. Now there's 2 here to beat. Very hard. And Wren does a good job for the Hawks. Takes the mark. 9-4 Hawthorn. 4-6 Fremantle. Drives it in looking for Hazel, who flew impressively but just couldn't take the mark. Oh, McPhee. It was a great tackle from Barlow. It's going to be a goal. And Lord to kick it. All the time in the world. Strolls in and puts it through for Hawks' 10th goal.
Well, we just see Shane Crawford having a spell. He's had a brilliant first half. The skipper and Brownlow medal said 17 touches in the 4 marks. But Taron Lord, the opportunist down there in their forward line. His job is to kick 3 or 4 goals. He's got 3 already. Great tackle here from Chris Barlow to turn the ball over. An intelligent play from young Hazel just to chip the ball up, not bang it too long. And there's Lord's 3rd.
$10-4, 64 the Hawks, 4-6-30, so the Hawks lead by 34 points, just over a minute and a half left. Woods just bounced off his opponent, finds Tallis, the run comes from Thompson, inside 50, danger here now for the Dockers. Wren was on the stretch, couldn't take it. Brown hits for the safety of the goal square, puts it over for a behind. Shane Crawford, bit of a limp up, taking a breather. Fletcher about to come back on for the Dockers. Hayes will be off. Parker goes short, finds Bell. Keeps winning possessions. 16 possessions and 5 marks. Free kick is going to the Dockers, much to the displeasure of the Hawthorn fans.
Whoa!
They're 35 points up, but they're unhappy. Carr from half-back. A late goal just might lift the spirits for the Dockers. Cross half-back, Hay, consummate defender, so quick, comes away, uses the ball well to Leckers. Much improved player. Finds Hazel. Too far out to score. Penetrating kick. Getting back is Hadrill. He's got good hands. Fancies himself overhead too, Doug.
He does.
A lot of confidence in his play. And he's looked pretty good back there. Just beaten on one occasion so far today. Fletcher goes short.
Great delivery, that KB. Terrific.
Well, that's what you want in front, so that the key forward doesn't have to break stride. He's got his bulk in front. Look at that. That man, Pavlich, is going to be a star.
He is, Kev, no doubt about that. Robert Hadrill, the thing I like about him so far in this game, the fact he's prepared to switch the ball. He'll turn the ball around, he'll take the blinkers off, and he uses his vision. And that's good football from the Dockers. They move the ball without even a Hawthorn player touching the ball. Probably the first time today. That is great attacking football from the Dockers.
Well, Matthew Pavlich kicked a goal from here about 5 minutes ago as the siren sounds. So we had McPhee kicking a goal for the Dockers after the quarter-time siren.
Yep.
And now a chance for Matthew Pavlich. Ben Dixon started something, you know, in AFL football.
Yeah, it's all going to happen now.
It's a plague. It's an epidemic. Pavlich. A big kick for the Dockers. Can this young man kick his second goal? Great kick. He is a terrific young player. And that'll be just great for the confidence of the Dockers. He's got 2. And at half-time, there is still a chance for the Dockers. They trail 10-5, 65. Fremantle 5-6, 36.
Well, the Hawks have got a few injury problems. Chick, we know, is injured. And young Clark also has an injury. Crawford doesn't look too good there. So maybe there's some hope for the Dockers. But it's Hawthorn 10-5 in command.
Okay, but you know what I mean? Maybe he's a bit nervous to come on the ground.
Third quarter underway. 10-5 to 5-6. So the Dockers, perhaps by attrition, might have a chance. KB's tipped them at halftime, even though they're 29 points down. Amazing stuff. Good scrap and fight for the ball. And they do well to emerge with it. Bell got the short option on, and it's okay out wide. Kick it, goes short. Bell again, pushing forward to the ball, pumps it in long. Coops can fly. He did fly. He just left the ball behind, that was all. Joel Smith takes it away, bombs it for the wing. Here's the nervous one. Ben Dixon comes out, can't take the mark. Good work though from Leckers, backing up. Dixon again, back to Leckers. Oh, they're just mucking around with it a bit. Johnson, all under pressure. Quick kick into space. Barker leading for it, just fumbled it. They're just not quite as cherry-ripe as they were at the start, the Hawks. And the kick was a wandering one. They've got numbers around the ball, though. Green, pretty good handball under the circumstances. Looking to get it back to Vandenberg. He was tough, he was strong, but kick it. Very experienced player. And the Dockers able to
Crawford's
hold it
in trouble, boy. He just cannot move. He's on the wing at the moment, so...
They might be down to 17 fit players.
Absolutely. Hazel looks like he's coming on, so...
He's in trouble, Dippy. You're dead right about Crawford. Put him in a forward pocket, if that's the case. But get him off the ground. I mean, gee whiz, you've got finals campaign coming up.
That was
in great form.
Shocking kick out of defence. Hawks fans wanted a free kick. Thompson wheeling back, sending it deep. And that's a good strong mark that time by McPhee.
Got nothing to gain there, Hutto. Shane Crawford, just get him off the ground. Play one short if that's going to be the case.
So the Dockers can be awake to the injury problems that the Hawks have got. That would give them extra confidence. Fletcher guiding it through centre half forward. Fuster, outstretched hand. Green, a fumble. Good tackling. Could have been holding the ball. Good work from Longmuir in tight. McManus found the path. Shane McManus bombs away. Pavlich got to work hard. He did work hard. Couldn't hang on to it. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, well, as we mentioned, boys, Crawford's off the ground. We see him on screen here, and Barry Gavin's just checking him out. And Pavlich, I just noticed that Joel Smith was against him there, so strange matchup, that one.
Hawks by 29 points. Boundary throw in just 15 metres around from the Dockers' goal. Longview up to do the ruck work against Thompson. Taken away by Green. Dangerous kick. Hadrill is going to close quickly. It's looked pretty promising today. Concedes ground. They can raffle it. Carr's got it. Great kick. And finds Peter Bell. Well, a goal here, Doug, will lift the confidence. Crawford's injured. Clark's unfortunately injured with a broken collarbone, Dipper tells us. Chick's off the ground with a hamstring. Harford's pulled out before the game. Crode's suspended. So you've got there
ankle.
5 really terrific players. Add Jade Rawlings as well. There's 6 players down, and the Dockers have kicked a goal.
Here they come. Well, there's Peter Bell. He's, as we said before, Kev, hasn't been really a goal kicker for the Dockers this year. It's only his 8th goal for the season, but he's had 22 touches and 7 marks. He's been outstanding in that midfield. Great switch kick there from Robert Hadrill, as I mentioned just before half-time. Got great vision. It takes the blinkers off. I tell you, they've got a bit of a sniff here at the Fremantle. If they win the ball out of centre, they've got a bit of a hope.
Well, they've done the first task. They've kicked the first goal out of the middle woods. Gets them going. The Hawks. McPhee in front. Lord harassing Wren, playing as a forward. He's caught. Just released the handball. Barlow a fumble. And there's no doubts the Hawks' ball handling has dropped since midway through that second quarter.
No doubt about that, Hutto, and the pressure the Dockers are putting on him certainly has been very good. Joel Smith, as Dipper said, got the job on Matthew Pavlich. I remember a couple of weeks ago, Joel Smith done a great job on Jared Malloy. Very similar players, Malloy and Pavlich.
McManus took an eternity to try and release it. Hadrill, clever handball. Kick it, giving them some run off half-back. They're starting to move the Dockers through the middle. Lays it off. Woods, watch out. Couldn't get really clear. Gets it back, watch out. Cook just got the handball away. Little left foot kick measured into space again. Good strong mark. Longmuir takes it. And here they come, KB.
I'll tell you what, Kev.
Well, they're the walking wounded at the moment, the Hawks. And irrespective of how good you are and where you are on the ladder, if you've got 6 players down, very good players, it's going to hurt you.
Plus, they're starting to go more direct, the Dockers. They're not chipping the ball around as much.
Also, I was really thrilled to see, just prior to that kick going down into the Hawthorn forward line, Sean McManus ran about 50 metres to apply pressure. And that's what we were talking about in the first quarter that they weren't doing.
Longmuir. It's a good kick.
It's another one.
He splits it. They've got the first 2. And the Fremantle Dockers are rallying here at Colonial Stadium. 10-5 to 7-6 now. They're inside 3 goals.
When I say that they're not chipping the ball around as much, they certainly have on this occasion. They've come forward. We see Cook with the handball, look away over there to young Woods there on that occasion. Back to Cook. Caught an enormous amount of pressure, but good vision here to find a teammate in Longmuir who's prepared to play in front. Good mark and a very important goal. They've got a sniff here, don't know about that.
"65 plays 48, and all of a sudden this game has changed. Peter Bell continues to win the ball. Carr pumps the ball back. Pavlich playing in front. Gets a free.
He should have a shot.
The Hawks are under pressure. Pavlich has booted 2 goals. Stands and delivers. Big kick. Great goal! The Dockers are inspired. That man has booted 3. Matthew Pavlich. He is hot property. He is a star of the future. And all of a sudden, the side that hasn't won a game all season, 17 zip against their name, have bounced out of the blocks in this third term, and they've booted 3 goals in the first 6 minutes of this third quarter, Doug.
Well, KB, you're a master of a trend in the game. You've called this. You are good.
Well, Ben Allen, he knows his team have been at their best this year in third quarters. They've won 7 of them, despite the fact they haven't won a game. And suddenly they've kicked the first 3. The Hawks under fire. Vandenberg was a huge kick. He got it in there quickly. But the Dockers starting to win some contests. Suddenly there's a lot of interest in this game. And suddenly the ball is out of bounds.
They're within 11 points. They trail by 28 points at quarter time, 29 points at half time.
Chris Connolly, welcome to AFL coaching. Throw in, Rand, beaten by Eastall. Tallis, Johnson, around the body, gets it in there, but they're all Dockers back there. Suddenly they've got loose men everywhere. Bell, the run comes out wide.
Great kick.
Out of defence. Anthony Jones pushing forward. Fletcher, he can go to 50. He can go all the way. Adrian Fletcher, the sidestep, the handball. Woods, quick kick up to full forward. Longmuir from behind. Couldn't get there. He pushed his sharp free
He was
kick.
being held. He was being held. Cook was being held by the arm. I thought the umpire had missed it, but it was good umpiring. He saw it. Umpire Michael Bozzo. You can see it on the replay. He had him by the arm. There it is.
Yeah.
Had him by the left arm.
Good call.
Crowd not happy, but yeah, they're happy back in Perth as Cook kicks the shocker.
Too close to the man on the mark.
But they're right in at the Dockers. 10 points the difference.
Well,
Right.
that's a bad miss.
It is a bad miss.
And Troy Cook should have nailed that. He got far too close to the man on the mark. It was just a 20-metre kick from about 45-degree angle. Leckers sets it up, handballs it, finds Green. All of a sudden, not quite hitting their targets. The Hawks kick it. Been tremendous across half-back. Wins the hard ball.
Ooh.
Gave it up. Green goes backwards. All of a sudden, Fletcher on the charge. The Dockers, they've got a sniff. Woods gets it across. Kick it goes very short to McManus. It was poor play. Crashing his way through. That time was Eastor. Couldn't take it. Look at Kick it. Working hard. Bell's on the charge. Runs to 50. Great hands. Back to Eastor. This could bounce. Playing in front is Cox. Hammers the ball back. Heads towards the line. Closing quickly his car. Tallis takes it over. Toss it back in, says the umpire.
Gee, Eastor made the wrong choice then, Doug.
He hit Bell on the other side. You're right there, Hutto. No doubt about that. The handball was there to Peter Bell, who worked so hard to get the ball. Bell's had 7 touches already in this quarter. He's been brilliant.
Dockers within 10 points. The Hawks are under pressure. Eastor finds Walker, tries to keep it alive to Cook. It was clever play. Inside 50, hitting the ball hard. That time was Coops. Caught high was Cox. He'll take the free. Advantage is paid. Now, Tallis actually stopped. So the umpire blew the whistle.
He was smart, Tallis. He saw he had no options further afield.
Brings it back to Cox. Goes short and finds Leckers. Angelo Leckers, across half-back. He's had it 19 times. Lead is on from Lord. He has to go. Dixon from behind. Couldn't take it. At ground level, Barlow. It's been quiet today. Fletcher. Building a wall across half-back. He'll find Carr. Didn't really hit his target. The run is on wide. He's looking for Brown. Hazelby needs good hands. He's got him. Fuster.
Look at this.
Loose player on centre wing.
Oh, run up.
Fuster can run all the way. He can run to 50. Brendan Fuster unloads. Longmuir. Coops couldn't take it. Longmuir. Coops can kick a goal.
Oh, he has.
They're within 4 points. The Dockers are within 4 points. And Coops has kicked his second goal of the game. And they've booted 4 goals in this third term in 11 minutes.
Well, Hutto, that's why the bloke's played 400-odd games. He is a legend. He saw the trend change and he tipped it. I'll tell you what, they're playing great footy. The midfield's starting to win the footy. Eastor's getting his hands on the ball in the ruck. And there's Coops, brilliant play. Look.
Make no mistake about it, the Dockers are certainly in this game 4 points the difference. They've got the run, they've got the pressure on the Hawks and all the contest. Can they hit back Hawthorn? They have to, and they have to hit back quickly. Bell gets them inside 50. Joel Smith, suddenly each kick is under pressure and they're heading for the boundary line instead of winging it down the middle. Hazel, handball, might have turned it over. Leckers, free kick.
That was a silly free kick because they had 2 against 1. Just had to have a little bit more care, a bit more poise.
And that's not a great kick either. Oh, that's a terrific grab if it's a mark. Stolen. Johnny Barker goes into the pocket looking for Lord. Doubling back, Aaron Lord in a confined space. He tried to invent a goal but couldn't. So behind.
It's a great challenge now here for the Hawthorn side. Richie Vanderberg's got the job on Peter Bell. Got to play a little bit tighter.
Great chasing by young McPhee. No doubt the change in this game has come late in that second quarter when all of a sudden the Dockers started really put some pressure on and running hard and chasing hard and got the Hawks off balance. Of course, they've got some injuries. We've got to mention it. Crawford's off the ground. Rawlings is off the ground. Clark's off the ground. Chick's off the ground. Lost 4 players in the game. Croat, of course, is out suspended, and Harford didn't take his spot in the side. So 6 top players down. You can see their bench there. There's Rawlings, Chick, and also Crawford. They were all stars for the Hawks. So this is a wonderful opportunity for the Dockers to apply pressure, and they're doing it. Carr's got it. Rockets the ball forward. Fuster with good hands. The run comes from Hazelby. Bell is burning up the grass. Kicks the ball to centre half forward. Thompson running with the flight. I can't control at the moment. Peter Bell's running. He's had it 27 times. He is running very, very hard. Chance now for the Hawks. Leckis, McManus trying to close quickly. Lord's the target. McVee, long and rangy and quick. Lord opens up a bit of space, goes short.
Great kick.
Finds Hazel. Wow. They need a breather.
They do, KB, no doubt about that.
You mentioned Bell, 27 possessions, you said?
27.
It's just amazing. Crawford and Bell will match up on each other, and both will certainly get their hands on the ball. But Vanderberg's got the big job in now.
He certainly has. Div's got to play a little bit closer, a little bit tighter. Too much room for Peter Bell.
Tim Hazel. A chance to just stop this avalanche at the moment from the Fremantle Dockers. Can he extend the lead to 11 points? Plenty of goal space from 40 metres out. Leans back. He kicks a goal.
Well, as you said, Kev, with the injuries to the Hawthorn side, no Chick, no Clark, no Crawford in the midfield. A couple of blokes in the midfield have to put their hands up. And Andrew Leckis has been one of the most improved players in the AFL, I reckon. He's had 22 touches, he's had the 4 marks, kicked the goal. He's one of their senior players now. Will have to lead the way in the midfield. It's been good, Leckis.
Crawford warming up. Looks like he wants to try and get back out there. You can see his team's under pressure. Just steady with that goal though. Good tap down for Woods. Jitter smothering the tackling. Have all improved. Watch out from behind Hadrill. He did well. Measured his kick. Big leap. Longmuir. He's taken the mark.
He was very impressive against Collingwood. He booted 4 goals against the Pies. He's a fine young player as well. He can take a good mark. He's kicked 20 goals for the season.
Yep.
So you'd have to back him, Doug.
No doubt about that, KB. And good thing about that, one grabber, hard at the football, prepared to play in front as well.
And you just might have put him off a bit.
He's got it.
He likes it. It swings back. It's through. Well, I just thought it was swinging away a little bit, but it held its line, just came back a fraction. 2 goals to Longmuir. He is deadly accurate in front of goal. And once again, we are back to inside a goal.
And wasn't that better play by Hadrill? Under
Correct.
a little bit of pressure, he kicked the ball deep into the forward line. They've got Pavlich down there. They've got Longmuir down there. And you can't always manufacture a goal. Sometimes you've got to take a mark and go back and kick one. (11-6-72) the Hawks. The Dockers 10-7-67. They've booted 5 goals to 1 in this third term. Chance now out of the centre square. Leckis trying to give the Hawks some run, getting back. Danger man. Lord kicks a goal. He's got 4.
Well, here's the danger man, KB. You caught it right. Aaron Lord down that forward line. That's his job to be that goal kicker. That man again, as I mentioned only a minute ago, Angelo Leckis won the ball once again out of the centre of the ground from a very good handball from a teammate. As you said, Aaron Lord now, he's got to be the goal kicker now with a few players out on the side. He's kicked 4 goals. Been good.
Well, the Hawks secondary level players know they have to lift and show a lot of leadership. if they're going to get home in this match with so many injuries. Vandenberg, he's one of them that needs to play a leadership role this afternoon. With that man, the captain, doing his best to try and get out there. Must be a corked thigh, is it?
Yeah, it looks like a corked thigh.
If he's trying to get back out there, surely if it was a muscle injury, he wouldn't have a hope of getting back out there. Thompson gets it down. Barlow. Now suddenly they've started just to move it a little bit better. Johnson's kick, well, wasn't that great, but it's in the danger area at the back. Dixon. And Kickett just strolls over the line. It's exactly where he was intending to go. 12-6-78 Hawthorn, 10-7-67. Just over the halfway mark of this third quarter. Eastall from behind, Wren tapped it into the danger area. Lekas, we said, he's been good. Interception from Cook, who was terrific in that second quarter. Oh, there's a fumble, gives Lord the chance, ducked his head. The Hawks fans wanted a free, probably wasn't there. And now we'll see a ball up. And the umpire's signaling.
Indicated the shoulder. That's a free kick.
Well, he
didn't really duck it much harder. There's a free kick.
What do you think, KB?
No, I wouldn't have paid the free kick. He got him on the shoulder, and then the arm went over the shoulder. So I think the umpire got it right.
That's what he was signalling. Walker takes the mark. Again, they move it much more confidently than they did earlier on. We were seeing so many times that all the players were held up. Now he's got a lead at half forward, kicks it well to the space. Good kick. The big man, Lee Brown, wheels around. Pavlich is down there. Coops is down there. He's trying to get there, but they just couldn't get there. No, Mark? No, it was paid. Just held it long enough, Thompson.
One guy just struggling at the moment, Sean Wren, just trying to catch his breath, and of course Lee Brown is matched up against Sean.
Thompson goes wide. Woods did very well to make it a contest. He's given away the free, but he's held up the play. This is where Hazelby and the midfield players have got to run hard to pick up Green. To Woods, edge of the centre square. The Hawks by 11 points. They led by 29 points at half-time, 28 points at quarter-time. Green lifting his rating, getting back to McPhee's got to get it, punch it through. Off hands. Through behind. So it's 2 goals to the Hawks. And we've got just over 6 minutes left in this third quarter. Fletcher on the boundary line for the Dockers. They booted 5 goals to 2 in this third term. Going and looking for their first win of the season, Parker. It's been very handy today. That kick was too much carry on the ball. And the ball put back over the line. So luck's of fortune that time for the Dockers. Peter Bell looks to the heavens, takes a deep breath. He is working hard, Peter Bell. He's had 11 possessions in this third term. No time for a breather. Woods tied up, caught. And it's a ball up 70 metres out from Hawthorn's goal. 10-7-67 the Dockers. They trail the Hawks 12-7-79.
I just wonder there, KB, that umpire's indicated the shoulder. That's not indicated as the high tackle then. Shoulder.
Leg. Adrill.
Umpire didn't see it.
McVee. Very promising player. Goes wide. Finds the runner, Peter Bell.
Been brilliant this quarter.
30 possessions, 9 marks. So it might have been legged by his own player, Hadrill. Here's a chance. Wood sets it up, finds Jones. McManus. Just make that walk up. Edge of the centre square goes short, very short. Cook didn't take it. And then gives away the free kick. He may have just taken it a bit too casual.
Yep.
Had to really take the ball. He must have felt that he was by himself. So this is a big turnover for the Hawks.
The momentum's just changed a little bit, hasn't it? It's just stopped, should I say.
Tallis goes wide, finds Johnny Barker. Such a dominating player in that first half. High ball back to centre half forward, big pack of players. McVee tries to kick it off the ground. Lord's booted 4 goals. So dangerous, great smother off the boot. Parker to Cook on the rebound. The Dockers go forward, high ball. Pavlich pushed off the ball. Couldn't take the mark, was Thompson. Loose ball across the half forward line. Pavlich with strength to kick it. can handball it wide. Finds Woods. Pulled off the ball. That's young Ugle, who's on the ground. Needs a strong tackle, and Tallis heads towards the line. Pavlich is going to trap it. He's going to backtrack. Conceded ground. Again, hardly made the mark. The Dockers are just struggling to hit a target. Young Woods. So Ugle's on the ground for the Dockers. Woods into the pocket. Big contest made by Pavlich. Quick hands, Hazelby. Right on 50, drills it. Great defensive play by Woods. Quick snap by Coops. High ball, Carr gets back. Can't take it. And that man, Johnny Barker, now strutting his stuff in defence.
And the Hawks on the rebound, Johnson. Dockers have got numbers back. Dixon worked hard for it. Really hard for the mark. Takes it. Hawks trying to keep it moving at all costs. Dixon gets a lead from Hazel, goes longer, gets it down towards full forward. Lots of Dockers numbers.
Good play, Andrew. I'll tell you what, Kev, they go direct early in the They go direct early in the first quarter, directly in their forward line. They kick goals, and they want to chip it around and go backwards. Why would you do that? Why do you do that?
Lots of Dockers is what I was saying. Not too many knockers.
Tell you what, that young boy Hadrill has added a bit of bulk and strength to the defence of the Dockers. Now they're under pressure, the Hawks, across the half-forward line. They need cool heads. Smith didn't really hit a target. Green has lifted himself in this third term. One of their midfield runners. Tony Woods rockets the ball. Green needs a kind bounce. Got an absolute shocker. You could see it coming. Hadrill drives the ball back. Another poor kick across half-back. McCabe to Tallis. They'll share the ball around and finds Tony Woods. Still on centre wing, centre half forward. Here's Wren in front to the run of Barlow. Breaks the tackle. From outside 50, pumps the ball long. McVeigh against Lord. Bounce of the ball, hits the post.
We've got to tell you, the fast pace is this three-quarter time. It's just sensational, but both teams are starting to huff and puff now, so fitness will play a big part in this game.
Just over 2 minutes left. The Hawks by 13 points. Ben Allen in the box.
Well, it's almost like every time Fremantle have looked victory in the eyes this year, they just haven't been able to go on with it.
Make a lot of mistakes, and even in this third term, even though they've booted 5 goals, they seem to have wasted some opportunities. This man, Bell, is a running machine today. He goes wide, having to make ground is Hadrill. Can't trap it.
They've got to keep being positive, don't they?
Go directly into their forward line. I mean, that's what they got early in that third quarter. They got their goals by going direct. There's i7sport.com.au. Get on every Sunday.
Nervous box there for the Hawks. Kelvin Moore and Chris Conley and Peter Swab, Gary Buckenara, David Parkins.
Get on any day, Doug, is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Barlow, quick kick. And the mark taken in defence for the Dockers by Hadrill, who took a bit of a chance there. McPhee, little sidestep. Need enough. And now they've got runners on the wing on the overlap this time. The quick kick is on for Lee Brown. He's got a lot of space to work in if he can just grab the ball. He couldn't grab the ball. He went crunching through, and they just tried to paddle it forward. Now they're falling over like 9 pins. And they made a meal of it. Barlow, well tackled by Coops, but he got rid of it. Cox through the centre. Parker in a sandwich, did well to knock it out. Bell thought he threw it, but it didn't matter. Vandenberg on the steal, on the run, gets it in quickly. Good delivery. Barker presents so well. And the Hawks a chance to steady here.
Number in the goal square.
Well, he can kick that easily.
I just reckon he kicks this one. The turnover once again out there on that outer wing. Young Brown, he had the ball in front of you right there, KB. Young Brown had the ball. He fumbled, he stumbled, couldn't grab hold of the footy. That probably cost him that occasion. Young Lee Brown.
9 marks today for John Barker. He's kicked 3 straight. And we'll be hoping that trend continues here. This will really hurt the Dockers at this stage of the game. Oh, it's a shocking kick from Barker. Uncontested mark at the end for McPhee. He's now taken 5 marks. He's had 10 possessions. Goes very short for Anthony Jones. Hadrill wants to use him out wide. And they've got loose men. Walker takes it. Looks up. There's a vacancy on the wing. No one really to go to. Brown leads into that space now. Then doubles back. Siren sounds. 3/4 time. Dockers would be really happy with the momentum they created and the fact they're right back in the game, but they'd just be a little bit disappointed they didn't go on with it. The Hawks know they've got a battle on their hands here, Doug.
No doubt about that. They certainly have got a battle on their hands. Just looking down their forward line there, Lord's been very good. He's kicked the 4 goals. Johnny Barker, who's 9 marks for 3. Ben Dixon, the hero from last week, hasn't kicked a goal yet, only had the 4 kicks. He needs to lift his work rate. And Leckers has been brilliant in that midfield for the Hawthorn side.
Well, I wouldn't suggest what's ahead will be particularly good for Peter Swab and his irregular heartbeat. 12-8-80 Hawthorn, 10-7-67. Could be a cracker from Colonial Stadium. Last quarter from Colonial Stadium. Hawthorn hanging on to a 13-point lead. They're without some of their stars. Their captain Crawford and Rawlings and Chick and Clark. And was that a throw? Doesn't matter. The Dockers are forward. Fletcher, low kick, not bad delivery. Just a little bit hot to handle for Pavlich, but he went again, Fletcher. They're going to keep on coming. Bell, flying shot. It's close, right to the line. And off hands through from behind. Good work from Cox.
My criticism of that play then with Fletcher was he's tried to drill it to Pavlich, who was short to a contest. That would have been a terrific mark by Pavlich. He could have pumped that into the goal square.
No doubt about that.
Might have even been able to kick a goal, Doug.
No doubt about that. Peter Bell in that 3rd quarter had 13 touches. He was absolutely brilliant. And Angelo Leckers had the 9. He's had 25. Now Leckers was outstanding in the 3rd term.
So 2 goals the difference. Thompson, very clever, didn't take the mark, got it down for Tallis, put him under pressure, but they'll get out of it. Tallis, quick kick, loose man is Leckers, who was great in that 3rd quarter, had 8 possessions, takes another mark, 12-8-80 to 10-8-68. Dockers haven't won a match all year, and they've been in winning positions and haven't been able to go on with it. They'll know that, they know what happened last week when they led by 14 points in the 3rd quarter and led by 8 at 3-quarter time, and were beaten convincingly by Collingwood. They'll be desperate, so will the Hawks. Wren over the top, numbers around the ball, Leckers trying to get through. Once again, there's a lot of Dockers there, and we'll have another ball up.
I suppose, KB, there's one thing you can't question about the Dockers. Their commitment today has been very good. They've had a go.
Halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, you're probably right there, because early in the game they refused to chase, pick players up, and their second efforts weren't very good. But since that occasion, they've been very, very good in that area.
Hawks by 12 points. Got the free kick. They led by 28 points at quarter time, 29 points at half time. 13 points at 3-quarter time. The Dockers have dragged that back to 12. Tallis pumps the ball down. Hazel, quick snap. Through for a behind. So we'll just go over the players they've lost today, the Hawks. Crawford is off and Rawlings off. Clark looks like he's done a shoulder, and Chick left the ground with a hamstring. Harford didn't take his place in the side, and Croad, of course, is out injured. So they're about 6 of their best players down. Thompson, great grab. The centre half forward on the stretch, couldn't take it, was Johnny Barker, one of his rare mistakes today.
Surely.
Vandenberg conceded ground, crashing his way through is Jones, couldn't quite get the handball away. Dixon, was he caught high? No free kick. Still a loose ball. Tony Woods belts the ball inside 50. Important grab from behind. Been taken by that man,
Keep an eye on
Hadrill.
Woods here too, boys. He just grabbed his right hamstring. He has been out this year for hamstring injuries as well.
Hadrill has been terrific in defence for the Dockers. He's taken 7 marks. He's had it 16 times. And speak of the devil, there's that young man just playing his 4th game. He's been great for him in defence. James Walker from centre wing belts the ball long. Getting back there is Joel Smith. He's moved on to Pavlich. Kicked a couple of important goals. Pavlich. He's kicked 3. 2 of those came in the second term. 1 after the siren. Smith goes back. Fletcher was on the stretch. Paid the free kick. The push. Fletcher, 16 possessions today.
Just going to move it quickly now.
Co-captain. Looking for Fuster. Got rid of his opponent. Cox. To Barlow. Good enough to get the kick away and finds Tallis. 5 marks today. Braden Tallis squeezes up on the boundary line. Finds Graham. To the half-forward line. Fletcher has to go. Got a slight shove. Parker has been a fine defender. Hits his target. Hadrill comes away. A casual bounce. Sidesteps around Woods, goes short, goes very short and finds Fuster. Still on the edge of the centre square. Belts the ball long. Pavlich is going to be the target from behind. And Thompson again. A wonderful mark.
What a role he's playing, Nathan Thompson. He's taken on the leadership mantle here. That's a shocking kick. Fuster getting it back. Fletcher, the Dockers need to find a path to goal. It looks like they can't find one at the moment. Hadrill, long kick into space, more promising build-up. Well taken, Longmuir, the man that doesn't miss. Longmuir kicks the goal. 6 points in it. In fact, it's 7 points. 3 goals to Justin Longmuir.
I'll tell you what, KB, you mentioned this guy's name, Robert Hadrill. He's been very, very good since he came on the ground. He's had 19 touches now, 7 marks. That kick from him was absolutely brilliant. The handball from Peter Bell wasn't too good. It was down at his knees. Picked the ball up, steadied up, put the ball out in front of Longmuir where he wanted the ball to be put. And great play by Longmuir to play on. They're right in it.
The Dockers move within 7 points. Ben Allen on the blower. They've got a sniff. Longmuir's been at, 21 goals, 4 for the season. He's a dead-eyed dick. Eastall shovel the ball out. Free kick will go to Leckis. Hazelby off for the Dockers. Coops is on. Leckis goes forward. McVie. He's been terrific also in defence. Athletic, quick. Can take a good grab. And has shown plenty of desperation. Goes wide. Eastall's going to be the target.
Good kick.
He'll go wide. Hadrill becoming a pest to the Hawks. Drills it to Fuster, who takes the grab.
Oh, that touched the ground, I'm sure it did.
Fuster. Penetrating kick.
Oh, great mark, Thompson. Doing it again.
Thompson.
And Brent this term.
Well, he's taken 3 big marks in this third term. Nathan Thompson, who's also kicked a goal in the first quarter. Dangerous kick. Fuster, 2 against 1. They'll close quickly. Hadrill. Great smother. Wants the free kick. Keeps the ball alive. Pavlich finally bundled over the boundary line for a toss back in. It's 7 points the difference at Colonial Stadium. The Hawks are 12-9-81. Can the Dockers win their first game of the season? 17 zips so far. 11-8-74. Boundary throw in. 55 metres out from the Dockers goal. Fuster got a big fist to it. Cook had it and lost it. Over the ball. Pack of players. Cook gets the ball to 50 and thumped back over the line by Barlow.
I'm just watching a player like Sean Wren, boys, just trying to get into the game, but he just can't get himself into this game at the moment.
Bit of fitness too, Dipper, probably with him missing so much football. Hadrill's had 5 touches this quarter, and Fletcher in the centre of the ground's had 6.
Fuster came from behind. Eastall, he's worked really hard for the Dockers. Barlow took them on and escapes with it. Takes a while to release it. Wanted Tallis to present himself, which he did. Dockers pushing back. It's all one-on-one contest down the ground. Tallis would have been gone. Just released it in time. Green, now Cox, pumps it in, into the space. Chance for the man coming through, Barker. Good work. Good, well done, my lord. Got tackled high. Pile let it go. Went towards the boundary line. Dixon. And the ball out of bounds.
Well, that's the one you're talking about, Kev. That chase from behind. There's Lord limping at the moment. He's been very good. He's kicked 4 goals. He's in on the ground there. Tallis is the one you're calling about, chasing from behind Longmuir. Very good play by Longmuir.
Gee, it could have been a free kick for a high tackle. Ball thrown in, Wren. Barker off the left. Great work from Barker to get it into the square. McCabe, no mark. Dockers keep it alive. A handball back from McCabe. Free kick. And it's Hawthorn's free to McCabe. McManus can't believe it. No sympathy from the Hawk fans. Big kick coming up for Luke McCabe.
Didn't seem to be a real lot there on that occasion against Sean McManus.
Kicked 1 goal for the year. Luke McCabe. Oh, he's kicked it very well. Ice cool. Back to 13.
Let's have a look again, Hutto and KB. We see the handball come out. He did sort of go into the back of him a little bit once he hit the ground here, McCabe. Let's have a look at this. Tell you what, not real much in that. He's very unlucky, McManus. What's your thoughts, Kev?
No, I think that wouldn't have paid the free kick there. After he got rid of the ball, McManus slides in, but he doesn't really slide into his back here. He held himself up over the body.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Looked like he held himself up over the body.
Yep.
But the free kick was paid, and it was a great kick by McCabe. They lead by 13 points. Have the Dockers got enough confidence to keep coming back? Shoved out that time was McVeigh.
I didn't pay it.
And the mark has been paid to Aaron Lord. And look at the smile on the face there of the Hawthorn fans. Aaron Lord has booted 4 goals. 1 in the first quarter. He kicked 2 in the second term, 1 in the third. Let's have a look.
This
bit of acting by McPhee probably didn't help his cause, actually.
He did just jump forward.
Aaron Lord is a dead-eye deck. He's off target. So the Dockers can breathe again. They trail by 14 points. Still limping.
Yeah, he's not right, is he?
Metropolis to bring the ball back into play. Plenty of time for the Dockers for well, it'd be the biggest upset of the season.
Yeah, it would.
If they could beat the Hawks. There's over 12 minutes left. Brown takes the grab, not paid. Thought he might have taken on the second and third grab. They've got a ball up. Eastor and Johnny Barker to lock horns. Peter Bell pushed over the line. 34 possessions, 11 marks to Peter Bell. Also has kicked the goal. There's a young Dockers fan. A big smile on her face. Sensing something special at Colonial Stadium in round 18. Eastor and Barker. Eastor goes to ground, kick it. He'll feed it off to Cook, who can go wide. He'll find the runner. Parker needs a kind bounce. He can run. Plenty of dash. Inside 50. Pavlich has got it. He's booted 3 goals. 1 after the siren at half-time. This is a very important kick for this young man.
You did right, KB, about that. Shane Parker's been very good out of the back line for the Dockers. Had the job on Ben Dixon. Dixon's only had the 8 touches yet to kick a goal. Be fair to say Parker's certainly on top in that contest.
Matthew Pavlich, there's the box. Chris Waterman in the box there with Ben Allen. And this man kicked his 4th goal and get him within 8 points. Around the corner. He's got it!
He has it.
Pavlich has got 4. What a talent that young man is.
Intelligent play there, KB. We thought he was just going to do a normal drop punt, but his mind said no. Here we see Cook once again. Great hands from Cook's had 22 touches. And here we see Park, as I mentioned, been very good in that back line on Ben Dixon, kept him very quiet. But intelligent football here from Pavlich to step around, screw the ball at the shoulders, kick 4 goals on Joel Smith.
So again, they're within arm's reach of a win. They're down by 8 points, the Dockers. The Hawks, Thompson has been magnificent in the ruck. He has taken 9 marks and had 21 possessions.
I just said that Hutto, Joel Smith certainly was on Pavlich in that 3rd quarter. The move's been made Mark Graham has now got the job there, and Joel Smith's playing on the half-back flank.
8 points the difference at Colonial Stadium. Saturday afternoon footy on 7 around the country. Pressure on Barlow. McManus, the Dockers, a bit of spirit about them. The Hawks trying to respond. A half handball across half forward. Woods didn't have the awareness. He had a man on him, but he got it out. East door, good kick. Oh no, mark for Fuster. Duff, Peter Bell. Quick kick from Peter Bell. He's on target. Oh, now there a chance. 2 points in it. Two goals for Peter Bell. 35 possessions, 11 marks, 2 goals, 1.
Oh, gee whiz, Peter Bell. Have a look at him, he's happy. Oh, KB, you've tipped this early. Started this third quarter, you said, don't write off the Dockers, they're right in the ball game. They win the ball out of centre now. Cook's been good, of course, Bell's been outstanding. So's Fletcher and Longmuir.
Peter Schwab in the box. We are looking at the biggest upset of the season. The Dockers trail by 2 points. They trail by 29 points at half-time. They were 5 goals down. They can sniff victory. Peter Bell is pumped. What a game he's played. 35 possessions, 11 marks, 2 goals, 1. And this is the closest the Dockers have been all day. They have threatened ever since half-time, but the Hawks have had the answers despite their big injury list. Eastall doing well in the ruck. Hazelby has got great hands, also great vision. Bell works hard. 2 more possessions picked up. Peter Bell runs to the edge of the centre square, pumps the ball long. Pavlich has to go hard at the ball, tries to keep it alive. Cox does a 360 to Graham. The Hawthorn defence under a lot of pressure, pumps the ball wide. The race is on. 2 against 1. Danger here for the Hawks, but Smith wins out. An important turnover, an important passage of play. Smith pumps the ball back. Jones in front. Another ugly bounce. They've got the numbers. Metropolis concedes ground. Dion Woods.
Good kick.
Goes short. He's got good foot skills. Jones. Cook wants it very, very short. It's a bad decision. Hazelby has pounced on it. This is a good kick. A dangerous kick for the Hawks. Longmuir. They're in front. The Dockers are in front by 4 points. Coops. Can you believe it? There's only a handful of Docker supporters in the stadium, and they have hit the front. They have hit the front, and we are looking at a major upset. Hazelby pounced on it. Such a good kick. Put it to the hot spot, and Coops has put the Dockers in front.
He's kicked 3 goals now, KB, young Stephen Coops. Oh, wow.
Well, it's been 1 year and 5 days since Fremantle won a match. Now they're in front. Have they got the nerve? Have they got the steel?
Have they got the belief?
And the belief.
Ben Allen against his old side too.
History would say so far this year that they haven't, but maybe this is the day. There's still a long time to go. The Hawks need to respond. Out of the middle, they can get it going and get it going quickly. Thompson waited the kick. Barker was strong. That's Sean Wren. Sean Wren standing up in front. And the big man has a big kick.
Well, he's only had the 9 touches so far in this game. Sean Wren, of course, coming back from a few injuries this season. No bigger kick than this one, KB, for Sean Wren.
And a good lesson for young Lee Brown. Play in front, game's tight. Sean Wren is not a quick player. Stand in front.
Oh, it's wobbly. It's very wobbly. And the Dockers conceding are behind.
I'll tell you, they've got a big job now, boys. Young Stephen Green now picking up Peter Bell in the next 15 minutes. So we just really got to stay with him now.
37 possessions for Peter Bell.
Well, he has run them off their legs today, Peter Bell. They've been lining up. Go wide, Hadrill. He's very strong overhead. Makes it a contest. Ball rolls over the line. 14-8-92. 13-11-89. The Dockers in front of just 16,500 fans. Just over 7.5 minutes left in this final quarter. Hawthorn fans trying to rally the troops. Fletcher finds Kickett, runs through the centre square, goes short. He was looking for Fuster. It was a dangerous kick, a short kick. It could open up for the Hawks. Chance now for Leckers. Long handball to Johnson. Outside of 50. Danger. Dropping the ball was Lord. Can he kick a goal? Smothered that time by McManus. Has to hit the ball hard. McManus across half back. Finds Fletcher who rockets.
Oh, look at this, kid.
Eastor. It can open up. Bell's by himself.
Oh.
Clear on centre wing. Peter Bell. The running machine finds Cook. A big turnover. Bell continues to run hard. Smothered off the boot. Magnificent defensive play. Desperate play that time by Nathan Thompson. Take a bow. And look at Peter Bell taking some deep breaths. But Thompson and Bell have been magnificent for both sides. 3 points, the Dockers lead. Defining moment for the Dockers. Hazelby towards 50. Cook can't trap it. And Johnson takes it over. 13-11-89 the Hawks. They trail. Yes, they trail the Dockers. 14-8-92.
Just wonder if Aaron Lord may have got a handball that he tried to snap that goal. Good smother there from Sean McManus. Maybe the handball could have been a better option on that occasion.
Eastor's worked really hard. Fletcher. The taste of victory. Not that far away for Fremantle. If they can hold their nerve. Long kick from Cook. From behind.
Oh,
Longmuir. He's the man who doesn't miss.
Well, he's not playing on anyone that can't play the game. Jonathan Hayes had a pretty ordinary day to his standard. He's only had the 6 touches and he's playing on Justin Longmuir, who can really win the game here for the Dockers.
Well, he was terrific against Collingwood. He's one of the best young players in the competition, this boy.
Yep.
And Pavlich today, and they can take big grabs. And maybe the Dockers might learn something today. If you can pump the ball down to these young giants they've got who are athletic, they can trouble a lot of sides.
He's kicked 22 goals for this year. And he didn't have a more important kick than that one. Exasperation for the Docker fans. 4 points the difference. 14-9 to 13-11. Still plenty of time for the Hawks. Ben Allen in the coaching box. Joel Smith, a wobbly kick. Went for Dixon. Hazel helped out. It wasn't a mark. Quick kick around the body. Not bad onto the wing. Graham, the chase is on. Metropolis. Graham did well. He has the runner outside. Long kick, Vandenberg wobbling. Sean Rand. He's got it. No mark. Kicked it quickly. Sean Rand out on the full. Out on the full.
Coops has come off the ground and Ugle on now. Oh, look out here, boys.
Play.
Plenty of time.
Gets shocking kick. It was meant for Fuster. Johnson a chance. Do they know how to win? That's the question. Great tackling. Vandenberg looked at. Wasn't such a great handball. Thompson trying to will it home. Trying to get through Thompson. Look at the tackling out there. What a finish at Colonial Stadium.
What a poor kick out here for the Dockers when Fuster was by himself. No one within 45 metres. And they just couldn't kick the ball to him.
I think it was young Brown. I'm not sure if it was young Brown on that occasion, KB, but missed a target by a mile.
That's what pressure does to you. The ball out of bounds.
Well, a chance for the Hawks.
Plenty of time left, boys.
Just 10 metres around from their goal. 4.5 minutes left. The Dockers by 4 points. Wren takes the front position, thumps the ball forward. And through from behind. Can the Dockers set it up out of defence? Hawthorn supporters are starting to roar, trying to lift this side over the line. They've lost Crawford, they've lost Rawlings, they've lost Clark, they've lost Chick half it before the game. Crode's not playing. And the Dockers on the verge of winning their first game for the season. Loose ball. Dixon has been very, very quiet today. Oh, shocking kick. Finds Woods. Is this the turnover that can hurt the Hawks? Tallis, a high flyer. Hazelby can use the ball. He's got good hands, good foot skills in front. Longmuir.
Too easy.
Needs a bounce. Can run into an open goal. Longmuir can kick a goal. Longmuir bangs it through. The Dockers by 9 points. Longmuir has booted 4 goals. And 2 of those goals have come in this last quarter. And Hazelby has really lifted his ratings in this last term as well, with some really good possessions. He has set up a couple of goals this quarter, and that young man is ecstatic.
He got pushed down too easy, Jonathan Hay, then. Too easily.
Stunning performance from Fremantle. Can they hang on? 15-9 to 13-12. Thompson been wonderful out of the middle, but surely the momentum now with the Fremantle Dockers. Surely they can do it. They got so close in round 1 this year.
1 point.
They lost by 1 point to Carlton after dominating all day. They were in winning positions in the first 5 or 6 matches of the year. They had a chance at various stages during the game. We all know what happened to Damien Drum. Since then, it's been a pretty miserable old year for the Dockers. Surely they'll win 1 match, people said, and it looked like they wouldn't. Today could be the day. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. And the Hawks, the injured Hawks, trying their guts out to get back in the game. Lord from behind has stood up for them up forward. Vandenberg, Fletcher did the release. He almost handballed it before he got it. And Metropolis knows where to go. Straight for the boundary line. Hadrill pursuing it, gets it just inside, locked it up. McPhee, and that's a good kick. The scoreboard shows 25 and a half minutes, so they don't know how long there is to go. They'll certainly be trying to hold it up. Adam McPhee been terrific for them today. Although he has watched Lord at times, and Lord's kicked 4 goals 3. But he is a player of much promise. He goes for the torp. It's a monster kick. Thompson.
See what a quarter he's played.
Almost unbeatable in the air. 10 marks. Tallis to give the Hawks the run. They can't make a mistake. Graham, long kick, up forward. Barker went to ground, no free kick. Jones, well done. Kept a cool head. On the little sidestep. And a kick onto the wing. Hazelby, it's downfield. He can get it moving. Pavlich, 1 more goal will do it for the Dockers. He just bombs it in long, up to full forward. Longmuir! What a star! Longmuir is a star and the Dockers are home!
Oh, they're home.
We never thought we'd say that today, but the Dockers are home! And they've found a star full forward in Justin Longmuir. 370 days since their last win, and Ben Allen can't believe it.
I know. KB tipped this at the start of the second quarter. I'll say it again, the great man. You are a champion. Been brilliant. Look at the Hawthorn supporters leaving here.
And there's Hawthorn fans leaving the stadium, can you believe it? They're led by 29 points at half-time. The Dockers are going to win their first game of the season. This is the biggest upset of the year. 16-9, 105. They lead by 15 points, 13-12, 90 for the Hawks. There'll be a big roar go around the ground with the few Docker supporters here. They will find voice. The Dockers just 1 minute and 22 seconds away from victory. The Hawthorn box. They can't believe it.
Chris Connolly.
We can only report that they've had so many injuries today. Crawford down, Clark, Chick, Rawlings, all went down today. Harford before the first bounce of the ball, pulled out of the side, and we know that Crode is out. And Shane Crawford a couple of times has tried to run around the boundary line and get back into the action when they sensed the Dockers in the third term. Had a sniff of victory, but we can take nothing away from the Dockers. They haven't won since round 20 last year. And they're going to pull off a win against the side that's third on the ladder today, who had their measure by 5 goals at half-time. But some young guns have stood up today in their development. Brown heads towards the line, and that man Longmuir can't trap it, but he's booted 5 big goals today. Throw in the likes of Pavlich with 4, Stephen Coops with 3, Peter Bell with 2, has played one of the great running games today. 38 possessions, 12 marks. He's booted 2 goals. He's had about 15 opponents, Doug.
He has, Kev.
He's just ran them off their legs today. And this young man, Dion Woods, is going to take it over the line. No. Cool under pressure to McManus. Young Ugle runs to 50. Pumps the ball forward. Pavlich can't take it. Through for a behind. The Dockers. 16-10, 106. They lead by 16 points. 13-12, 90 the Hawks. And just a few seconds left.
Well, they came from 40 points down for this win too. 40 points down. Amazing stuff since round 21 last year. And there it is! The moment to savour for Ben Allen. Might be the only win of his senior AFL coaching career against his old team at Peterborough. Unbridled jubilation for the Fremantle Dockers. Sean McManus.